YouTube, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Listen, man, I know that this is a new channel, and I'm really just up here to get my thoughts out, have a conversation, meet some new people, share my thoughts with the world, and just give my opinion on things, which everybody has an opinion, but this is my opinion. So this is why I call it Hawk Talk. I am Hawk, and I talk. That's what it's all about, man. But I would be remiss if I did not talk about my faith and what it means to me, what it's done for me. That is a big part of my life, as we grow this channel together and as we explore different things going on in the world. I'm looking forward to getting to know more about you, and I'm going to be as open as I can about me and my life. And a part of my life is, again, I'm a big believer in God, man. When you say that in America, people automatically assume that you are of the Christian faith. Well, I hate to disappoint you. I am not. I am a Muslim. I follow the Islamic faith. I pray 5 times a day. I fast. And in the next few days here, I have to get ready to prepare myself for Ramadan, meaning I'm going to be fasting from sun up to sundown. That means no food, no water. And I'm not dealing with women for an entire month. Oof. Yeah, man. Tough stuff. But it's all because of what God does for me. And it's prescribed for me. Fasting has been prescribed to humankind. Back in 2022, I was dealing with a lot of stuff mentally within my life, my personal life, business wise, and everything like that. I grew up in the church, but I was never a big believer or follower. Once I got into my late teens and my early 20s, I was just like, I believe in God, but I'm not following this whole religious thing and all that. I'm not doing it. I'm not dealing with it. Too judgmental. I'm not feeling it. Blah, 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 this, that, and the third. So by the time I became, how old was I in 2022? I don't know. I was 30, 31, however old I was. I was turning 31 that year. That's what it was. Okay. Yeah, I turned 31 that year. And I just wanted to find something to get closer to God. So I began to research things, and I came across Islam, and it made sense to me. So ever since then, I've been a Muslim, been following the Muslim faith, and it's been great for me. But we'll explore more on that, on this channel. I want to share my thoughts on things as involving Islam, what it's done for me, my beliefs, and if you have any questions about it, I'll do the best I can to answer it. I'm still a new Muslim, basically. I'm 3 years into this, but I'll do the best I can to answer or address any misconceptions. But today I found this video from Bek Lover. He was on the Danny Jones podcast, and I want to react to it because even if you aren't a Muslim, you aren't a Christian, whatever it may be, I think that you should do some research into believing in God. I'm not here to convert anybody or do anything. I just want to share my beliefs, and you can rock with it or you don't. I could give a damn either way. I'm not going to argue with any Christians. Y'all can stay out my comments about Jesus is king and Jesus is God. Y'all can save that for another channel. I'm not here to change anybody's mind or argue. I'm just sharing my life, my perspectives, and my experiences on things. That's it. And if you rock with it, like the channel, subscribe to it. I'm ready to rock with you. But for now, let's react to this video. It is called "If There Is a God, You Are Screwed." So let's see what Bek Lover has to say, man. Let's see what this guy got to say about this. Again, man, I'm not here to argue with anybody, okay? We're not gonna argue. We're gonna keep this calm, cool, and coordinated and cordial. And everybody be cool. So let's get into it.
So my first question to the entire audience is, forget denomination right now. How do you leave something like that to chance? If there's even a small chance that there really is an afterlife, and there is a torment waiting for us. You prepare for a life that you're not guaranteed to see tomorrow. You are guaranteed to die, yet you won't investigate. You won't go and look. The problem is most people follow their religion like a tradition. And when that tradition fails them, they assume all religion is garbage. There's nothing that.
Yeah, that's basically what happened to me. You know, I grew up in the church. My grandmother raised my sister and I to go to church. My parents weren't very church going. My dad took my sister and I to church, but he didn't read the Bible. He just did it because that's what his parents did for him. And the Quran speaks about that too. I'll get into that on a later date as well, about how you follow what your parents follow and what your family has followed. You don't do any reading or research on anything. But yeah, my dad took us to church. My grandmother really kept my sister and I in church, but my mom took us when we got older. At that point, I'm done with it all. But people just follow what their parents taught them, and then it's just tradition, and then traditions just go by the wayside, and it's just a part of your life, and you don't have any relationship with God.
That's out there that works. They had something horrible happen to them in their faith, maybe a bad priest or a bad imam or something that happened, and now they want to group all religion into one. Yep. They also want to make the argument, well, where's God when you have wars like, Yemen, Syria, like where's God, the Holocaust? And that's a classic trap that people fall into, and I would flip the question just like Hamza Yusuf does. Not where's God, where's humanity? Where are you? You got this gift. You gave me this liquid death. I'm holding the can. I can pick it up. I can drink it. I could throw it at you. You'd probably get up and knock me out because you're in better shape than I am. That's called free will, brother.
Yeah.
What are people?
Facts. People don't understand that, man. We have free will. God is in control of everything, but we as human beings have free will. You know what I'm saying? It gets deep.
Doing with their free will. You want to leave it to chance? I promise you there's an afterlife. Me, I don't know this. I don't believe there's a God. I know there's a God. I've seen too much evidence to support that there is a God. My only argument to people is, have you really, really looked? Have you really, really studied? Are you trying to judge a religion based on the actions of human beings, which are flawed? Which can do whatever they want. I could say I'm a Christian all day or a Muslim all day, but if I'm killing people, I promise you I'm not a Christian or a Muslim.
Neither one.
That's not what
because I'm going to tell you like this. I'm going to put you on some game real quick. A Muslim is a person who submits to God, right? A Christian is a person who's a follower of Christ, right? So with that being said, a good Muslim is a good Christian, and a good Christian is a good Muslim. Don't let that go over your head.
Doctrine teaches if you take innocent life. Then you have a guy that gets up there and kills 1 million people and says he's a Muslim or a Christian or no. So people look at what people do and then they want to judge the doctrine. To me, these doctrines are amazing. All of them teach you how to be a good human being. Every single one of them.
Exactly.
The only core differences between Christianity, Islam, and Judaism is who was Jesus Christ.
That's the biggest
Other than that,
difference.
they all teach you how to be more compassionate to man. Man, woman, human. To be loving, to care about your environment, to be God conscious and aware that God sees everything you do, that you are being judged for what you do, that you will face the Creator one day. That's what even the religions that are not Abrahamic say that they're, what does Hinduism say? You're bad. You don't elevate to nirvana, you downgrade. You might be a raccoon the next life, or a rat, or a cockroach. You understand?
Right.
Because you don't, if you're good, you elevate to almost the status of becoming a god, right? You become, you reach nirvana. The highest levels, I'm sorry. I'm talking about Buddhism there. I'm talking about in the Hindu faith when you evolve, they believe in reincarnation. So like if you're not doing good in this life cycle, you'll go down to a lower life cycle. If you're doing what you're supposed to in this life, you elevate to basically a god status.
Okay.
So all of them have some type of consequence for actions that we do in this world, in this dimension. And that's another similarity that all faiths have, So my argument to people is, if there's even a small chance that any one of these religions could be true, how do you not study the majority of them? How do you not go deep? How do you not...
That is the question that I pose for everybody here. Have you ever done any research into your religion and what your parents told you to follow and what tradition? Have you ever done any reading? Where did it start? Where did it come from? Why do we believe this? Why do we believe that? I implore everybody to do that. And I understand that there are because again, I grew up Christian, and we're taught to never question your faith. You don't follow anything else. But that God says He is of mind, body, heart, and spirit. You can't leave out the mind part of it, people. You got to use your brain and think. Read so that you can understand what you're following, because what he's talking about in this video is so true. If any of these faiths are right, there is somewhere you're going when you die. Why do you want to chance that? Why you want to gamble that? I know a lot of y'all gamble and drink and all that worldly stuff all the time anyway. And you think that your life doesn't mean anything, but your life means something, and it's going to mean something in the afterlife as well. It doesn't mean anything here, really. This life is an illusion. To me, it's what I believe. This life is an illusion. I'm just here for a minute. My real resting place is with my Creator, man, and that's what I'm striving for.
Look to see if there's something actually after this life, because if there is, just like in this world, if the landlord comes and says, "Hey, the rent's due," well, I didn't know the rent was due. Well, I'm gonna kick you out of the house. If there is an afterlife, that means you have to put work to find it. Just like in this life, we put work in, we prepare, we get ready. Your death is coming whether you want to think about it or not. Most people don't want to think about it. The only time they think about death is when they go to a funeral and they see someone, sometimes someone that they cared about. They cry for a couple of years maybe. I have for years. Eventually we get back up and we move on with life.
Yep.
How many people really prepare in the way that I'm saying, to stop and take a step, disconnect from life, sit down somewhere quiet and like, I'm not going to be here forever?
I think it's probably the people like Yusuf, or the people that get old, or the people that develop terminal illnesses, that actually have to confront death head on. When you have to confront death, I think those are the people who really study it and look into it and think about death more than anybody. I think all the other people spend all their waking moments trying to avoid the thought of death. I think everything that we do is a construct or a coping mechanism to try to avoid the thoughts of death and the fear of death.
Most people don't want to think about it until something, like you're saying. I agree with you 100%. I think getting gray hair is a mercy from God.
Yeah, man.
Do I like
sure.
the fact that
I'm looking forward to it, man. I cannot wait to the day I have gray hair, man. I was telling this girl this not too long ago. I was like, man, I can't wait to get gray hair. She was like, oh my God, why would you want gray hair? I'm like, do you understand what having gray hair means? That means I've lived. I have wisdom. I've lived long enough to be smarter than the rest of you idiots out there, man. Like, I'm looking forward to the day I get gray hair. God, let me see it, inshallah, man.
I'm turning gray? No, but I think it's like a reminder. It's like the grains of sand.
You look like a fucking assassin with that beard. Fucking Albanian assassin. I know all Albanians are assassins.
The grains of sand through the hourglass is what gray hair means to me. It's like God reminding you, yo, you're getting older. Your ride on the roller coaster is about to end if you live your natural life. It's a blessing. It's reminding you, hey, you're getting older. Like, have you looked? Have you done your homework? You want to just wait to see what happens when you pass away? So that's my first argument to people. Like, are you seeking knowledge? Do you realize that you will pass away? Do you realize that if there is a creator, and if any of these religions could be true, there's a price to pay on the other side?
Yes,
Do you really want to leave that to chance? And again, you might go through this whole journey and say there really is no God. I don't have a problem with the one that doesn't believe if they've done their homework. Some people, something bad happens to them. They were born to a horrible family, or something horrific happens, and they go, well, there's no God. Why would God let this 5-year-old die of cancer? Why does God allow Yemen, to starve to death? Like there's a lot more to that than just that simple explanation that this makes no sense. Like, if there was this being, right, why does Bill Gates have $1 billion and people are starving to death? Like, how's that fair? And a lot of times it's these people that are evil that have all the money, right? So,
hey, beat me to it. Before I could pause it, he said it. God gives religion to those he loves. He gives this world to those who disobey him. So you can have this world. You can have all of the money, all of the trinkets, everything that you want in this world. You can have it. But to me, if I wasn't a Muslim and I didn't have Islam, but I had everything in this world, I'd be scared as hell, man. Y'all can keep all this bullshit. Y'all can keep all this. You can keep all this. I want my faith. I want my religion. I don't care about none of this other stuff. This worldly life, the women, the money, the cars, all of that, the career, all of that. None of that means anything. None of that means anything if I don't have my faith. If I couldn't pray 5 times a day, which has saved my life, if if I could not pray 5 times a day, which has saved my life, it's made me a better person. It's made me more peaceful and introspective in my life. If I couldn't do that, but I had $1 million, now I got nothing. Anyway, let's get back to it. This video might be a little long. I don't know if y'all are gonna stay tuned in. Y'all let me know.
People use these arguments to try to say, well, that's why there's no God. I would argue, not where is God, where is humanity? We have a duty. One of my favorite quotes in the Quran is, do not oppress and do not be oppressed. That you have a duty to stand up against corruption in any civilization, in any culture. You have a duty as a human being to call out evil and hypocrisy. And when you see injustice, you're supposed to stand against it. Another quote of the Prophet was, if you see evil, stop it. If you can't stop it, physically stop it, speak out against it publicly. And if it's too dangerous to do that, then hate it with everything that's in your heart. Like you have an obligation to stand against corruption, evil. That's whether you're a Christian, Muslim, or Jew. We have a duty to stand. And these are the things we have in common. And that's really what that whole clip was about, Danny. It wasn't about, oh, Muslims are right, Christians are... No, it was like, yo, we all believe in these people. Which position we put them in as king or just another soldier in the chain of God, cool. But look at what we have in common. We both believe in the Virgin Mary. We both believe in Jesus Christ. We both believe in the nuclear family. We both believe that there's a God who's going to judge us for our actions. We both believe that only God can judge us. So who am I to judge you? Or you to judge me? It should be the opposite. This is another thought that I take from Hamza Yusuf, and I got to give the man credit. That if you truly believe that what you believe is the truth and that these people are in trouble, then there's got to be a place of compassion where you actually feel sad for them if you believe that what you believe is the truth, that they're not on the same path as you. You shouldn't be looking to fight with them or argue or debate, because even debate can be harmful if it's done the wrong way. It creates animosity. People need to have real conversations respectfully and just know that there's an overwhelming majority that's the same.
So yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think about that video in the comments. This video got pretty long, but yeah, man, like I believe in God, you know. Alhamdulillah Rabbi Alameen, you know. What I believe, man. La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah, bro. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of God, the most gracious, most merciful, man. So that's what I believe. And if you want to have a conversation with me down in the comments about it, we can talk about it. I got no issue with that. Let's talk. But I got to be honest with y'all that this channel is gonna, you know, have some Islamic knowledge on it. I'm gonna drop some stuff from time to time. You know, we're not just gonna be checking out secular stuff and reacting to that. That's gonna be a part of it, you know, because that's the world we live in. I have my thoughts on the evil that's in this world, and I'm gonna give my thoughts on it. But I wanted to be honest and upfront and tell you who I am, what I'm about, what I follow, and what I stand for. Otherwise, you know, I'm not gonna hide it. Gotta be real about it. So anyway, I will see y'all on the next video. I appreciate it. If you like the content, like, subscribe, and I will see you on the next one, man. I appreciate y'all, man.